And welcome to Rabbit Hole Reports. My name is Tony Nguyen. Directly to my left is
Jake. And to my left is
Tom.
And to his right is me again. And we are talking a little rabbit hole. Now, we fell down the hole some time ago, and there seems to be no way out. And we've just been passing the time telling stories about the things that we've seen in the rabbit hole. But I think it would be best if we kind of introduced who we are. So I'll go ahead and start. My name is Tony Nguyen. I am the content producer for OzarksFirst.com.
Jake Tiffenauer. I'm a producer of a couple different types, I guess. So yeah, I make a lot of stuff. Not creative words, but I make stuff.
And I'm Tom Turton, and I basically do what I'm told to do. That's all they let me do.
And you should enjoy it.
Yes, sir, I will.
So we've been down here for what, guys? Like maybe like a week? And
I don't even know. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell day and night because there's always this source of light above us, and yet we're in this strangely infinite darkness that has random moments of light in just corridors and rooms and things like that. And I mean, honestly, I thought I'd find a place to be able to get a good night's rest, but I just haven't been able to.
What's wrong?
I mean, I'm on the ground and I'm hearing things.
Wait a minute. You have a newspaper?
Yeah.
You are so lucky.
Whoa.
I couldn't even stay in my house last night. I had to stay at my green room. I didn't have anything to read. I literally just had to sit in that chair with wine, and that's it. It was a nightmare.
I feel your pain.
Well, what about you, Tom?
I don't know. It feels strange, and I'm feeling a little peckish right now. What is this place? There are no Hulkamaniacs here. Ah, a bat! Where am I? Where am I? Oh. Ah, it's not hot!
We all have spent a little bit of time here in the darkness that is the void here, and this seems to be the central source of light here. But I've seen some weird stuff diving further into the rabbit hole. And
Like what?
I mean, things, this and that.
Are you afraid or stunned on your ad lib?
No, I think I saw something.
But you can't leave us hanging. Like, what did you see?
I'm sure it's nothing.
Please.
Oh, how can you resist that face?
Please.
I swear. So I saw a duck. Okay, that's weird, but we're down here. Surely there's other things like that. I swear I think I saw a woman. There's a lady down here, but she looks off, and I don't know who she is, but there's definitely another person down here.
Where, like,
Is this
in
a
this
lady
space?
that looks like a duck? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
No, I've seen a duck, and I've seen a woman, I think, and that's it. It's just weird. That's all.
How do you know it's not? It's like a half man, half woman, half duck. How do you not know?
That's what I mean, duck
it's
woman.
the same entity.
Yes.
She didn't have a bill where this duck also was not a woman.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that there's a distinction there.
Yeah, a little bit.
How? Like, where did you see? In the darkness?
Well, yeah. Well, while I was just kind of walking around and exploring, I thought I saw a lady. It was a duck. And then when I tried to...
That's what I asked you to begin with.
Yeah. I mean...
Thought you saw a lady, it was a duck.
Yeah, but...
Oh, instead of a lady, it was a duck.
Yeah. So I saw the lady first.
Yeah.
Instead, I saw a duck. And then later, I saw a lady.
How am I more confused as you explain this more?
I don't know.
Can you describe the lady?
She was a head
Of who?
What?
of a lady.
Oh,
Just a head.
That's all I could see. I mean, she might have been wearing dark clothes or something like that, but that's really all I saw.
okay.
So anyway, let's not deal with her.
Yeah, that's easy to put aside. Okay, what do you got?
Well, I thought we could probably just talk about where like the term rabbit hole comes from, which obviously, if you didn't know, maybe not obviously then, it comes from Alice in Wonderland, very specifically from 1865 of Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, where she follows the white rabbit and goes down the rabbit hole and discovers a brand new universe, of strangeness, of the Mad Hatter and all sorts of things. And as we go down further into the rabbit hole, we'll see stranger and stranger things. And that kind of reflects on what we in society have taken that term and now kind of use it as going on something like YouTube and going down the YouTube rabbit hole of, first you're starting to look at recipes and somehow end up looking up how, medieval bread was made. It goes further and further down, and I think it was really romanticized in like the film The Matrix, right?
Yes.
Where that whole story, unveils that all of this is a simulation, and that we are all batteries to the robot empire that has taken over and everything like that. So the rabbit hole is kind of interesting and where you can go deep into it and find some really niche things and everything like that. But at the same time, you might start uncovering things that you had no idea that you wanted to know, or maybe you never wanted to know in the first place, and it changes your whole life perspective. I mean, have you guys experienced something similar of going down this rabbit hole?
I was actually going to say, that's interesting. Learning something or seeing something, experiencing something you don't want to know. I don't know if I've had that. Have you? Do you have a specific example?
I mean, just knowing fully well that, a conspiracy theory is wrong and they just dive further into it. It's just misleading. It's fake news, and for someone who wouldn't know what the actual information is, it's just bad information to have out there. I mean, one could say, flat earthers have a very distinct, viewpoint of how the Earth is made, but there's science that already proves this. You're trying to disprove something that's already been proven. Like, let's move on. Like, why are you focusing on something that is already fact?
Yeah. That's a really interesting one, flat Earth specifically, because you feel like that one kind of went away for a while and came back. I feel like it's a joke, and then people actually started taking it seriously.
Yes.
Again.
Yes. All of a sudden you started seeing all these pictures, and of course the best line about that is, if the world were flat, cats would have knocked everything off of it by now. That's a good response to that whole thing. But yeah, there has been a resurgence in that sort of thing.
Sad.
But it's like it's constantly saying, well, where did that come from? That kind of leads you down a rabbit hole. If you keep asking a question, it's very, Carl Sagan-like. If you want to cook bread from scratch, first you have to invent the universe. You just keep going farther, and farther back into the rabbit hole.
So, Tom, have you discovered anything down in the rabbit hole?
I don't know that it's that I've discovered anything that I can call to mind, but I know there have been plenty of times at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning I go, I can't do this anymore. And you turn away because you have overload. You really do need to get to sleep. But you keep asking the question, well, where do they get that from? Well, okay, why is that? And the rabbit hole puts links on everything, and it leads you itself down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's designed for you to keep going further and further. So, like, what if somebody took, a week, a month, a year? How far does it go? Where does it go? What is at the bottom? Is there a bottom?
There is no the end.
Yeah.
When you go down the rabbit hole, you go farther and farther, and then you're in another universe, it seems like. You have been totally drawn into this other world or other worlds.
Sure.
The most recent one, which probably sounds a little weird, is African elephants. Maybe that doesn't sound weird in its own. If you know me, that's not anything I would ever talk about. But I read a book about a very elusive group of elephants, which also sounds weird, in the forests of South Africa, in this one region of South Africa. That's a very big place. And it was just so fascinating. The book was actually written by a biologist who'd studied, like immersed himself, lived with lions, like further north. But he'd always heard rumors, I think it's the Knysna elephants, of this legendary group of elephants in the forests down there. And he went to go find them. And maybe some other time I'll give more detail, but it took him years to find elephants, literally the biggest land mammal we know. And just the fact that they could hide from park rangers and scientists and explorers to the point that they became myth. And he eventually found them. But to me, that is fascinating. And the biology of the elephants and the stories he had were also so interesting that, I dove right in.
Now, elephants are extremely smart and remember things. That's sort of what they're kind of known for. Is that a large part of of what you're learning? Is there any stories that kind of attribute to that, or is it just more so about this in particular group?
So they are very intelligent, and they do remember all elephants can adapt. I think a lot of people know they can kind of feel vibrations through their pads, their feet. But in the book, he was saying it's more than that. Traumatic events in history where poachers were killing them, so they became more nomadic, or more hermit. But he actually said a gunshot or a loud enough noise they can feel through the ground up to 10 miles away, which is insane. But even an elephant that big in the forest, the brush is very thick, so to the point. One, if they don't want you to be near them, they're going to be gone. They got a 10-mile head start. But also, they're pretty good at just stopping in the middle of a little section of brush or trees. And he said there were many stories in the book about somebody not realizing until it's almost too late. We're 20 yards away from this giant elephant who may come out charging, and then we're dead.
Yeah.
And what you're saying to me, though, and maybe I have the wrong idea, but that's not going down a rabbit hole. If you had started going into the pads of elephants' feet and caliber of the rifles that people use, and you went further and further away from what you were looking for, that seems to me to be the rabbit hole.
Yeah, there is something there.
Well, I'm sure, but it's like finding the elephant. That's truth. That is a solid piece of knowledge. I mean, we both sat here just because that's interesting. If you'd gone into the other things, I might have.
All right, you ready?
Nodded off.
We can do it.
Have you gone to through this?
From the book, it led to more. Yeah.
Ah.
So this guy, I led in with that because I think it's credible. He is a biologist, a scientist. He's in the book. He's talking about studying their diet, the dung, sending it off, working with other scientists, sharing all their findings on all of this stuff. While he's also there, he's talking to people who've lived in this area for 70 years, or park rangers, who say there's something else out there that there are rumors of.
Okay.
And at first he kind of took it like, oh, there's an ape walking out here, and there's not supposed to be apes that far south, but an ape with red hair, essentially sort of like a...
Now we're going down the rabbit hole. Okay.
He heard these anecdotal stories. The first one he got there, and one of a hotel, like the guy at the hotel, this group of German tourists claimed they saw something. This is in his like first month in South Africa. And the German tourists checked out early. They were so rattled by what they saw. And then in his life, in his years, or in his time there, a year goes by, he just kind of forgets about that. He talks to an older woman, 80-something-year-old, who's lived there her whole life. And she has a story about this ape man thing. Another scientist, he eventually sees one. And this is the same guy, the same scientist, biologist, sees a 5-foot-tall, red-haired ape that is not supposed to exist. And he said he saw it. And then you dig into more stuff like that. Obviously, we have the Bigfoot legend here. I've never cared about Bigfoot at all. But
He cares about you.
He might. I found this really interesting because this is a scientist.
Yeah.
And if these massive herds of massive elephants in herds can hide, maybe that lends a little more credence to the idea that there's an ape out there who's not supposed to exist. Now, with Sasquatch in particular, there's all kinds of theories.
Right.
This one is, again, a scientist documenting what he saw while doing something else.
See, and yes, that's kind of going down a rabbit hole. You started with one, but there is a person of science that is looking at it in a logical way, and he's not saying Sasquatch, Bigfoot, stealing sheep. He's saying there is something there. Again, it leads to a future. It leads to more research,
yes,
not opinion.
Yes.
I think there is a difference. I mean, knowledge is anything that you realize. Doesn't mean it's purposeful.
No.
Whereas something like this, is there a purpose to it? Yes, because it expands the true knowledge and the useful knowledge of men, mankind.
You knew what you were saying.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a little different than, you went down a rabbit hole, but it was a different way than I think of a rabbit hole.
Yes.
Rabbit hole is just it's an abyss.
This is not a YouTube sidebar of
Right.
Sasquatch stories, which again, I would never look up.
Yeah.
But I got to this unexpected place and did look up a little more after that because this scientist was studying elephants, which again, fascinating on its own.
Yeah, you don't have a big smiley Sasquatch going, come on in.
I don't think so. He didn't illustrate the book, so I don't know if that's
Oh,
what
well, okay.
what
Maybe
he
that's
claimed it
on
looked
the back cover or something.
Maybe so, yeah. Yeah. But anyway, how about that? Elephants down into a Sasquatch thing that
yeah.
I don't care about.
You said it was 5 foot?
He said this one was 5 foot. The one he saw, he estimated to be about 5 foot.
Oh, you could take him.
He said it was incredibly fat. Like it was.
Oh.
I wish
Well,
we had a
okay.
tree here.
Yeah.
But he said it was kind of looking out the side of a tree, and he estimated about 5 feet.
Okay.
He's walked the length of the equator around these forests over the years.
Yeah.
And it's just said you just know. You're in your environment. You know when something's watching you, and you kind of. He even
Yeah, that
talks.
hair on the back of the neck
You
stuff.
get that.
Yeah.
Sometimes like I forget what the sound, there's no sound, that effect. But he just said, you're in this environment, you are in tune to what's around you. You know, okay, could be a predator. So he's saying, just walk slow, kind of tilt your head side to side. He's going through life in the African forest. But he said, then he just had the feeling and happened to turn on a walk and saw it. He's so used to the slow walk, he kept doing that. But he said, when that thing hiding behind a tree saw him, it popped away and it was gone.
Did it make any sounds or anything?
I don't think he said that one did. The story with the 80-whatever-year-old like grandma in the woods, she said she was home alone one day. Her husband had passed or was out. Her children were grown and gone. So she's just at home with her dogs at night, and they start barking. And she looks out and sees kind of by her clothesline outside a very tall one, 7 foot or something like that. She thought it was a very world strong man. like there's a man out there that looks just massive and jacked, but something was off. And eventually, like, you'd see like headlights like on the main road, and this thing heard it or picked it up and was gone. And she said also very, very fast. So that, yeah, you talk about the knowledge, like, unless that's what you believe it, like the Sasquatch thing to be here, I don't know how that would affect your daily life. I don't think it has affected my daily life. It's just interesting.
I feel for that lady for sure. Just knowing that there's someone or something that's out there that's just watching you, because I mean, I know from personal experience of what it's like when you know there's someone or something looking at you.
Is this about the duck woman thing?
Yeah, it's about her, it, them, I don't know. Yes. To tell you the truth, I think I'm just seeing things. I haven't been able to get much sleep, as I said, so maybe that's all it is. Because you guys haven't seen it, right? You haven't seen.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No.
So surely it's just me not getting enough sleep, and maybe I just need to find a new room or something like that, someplace nice and not the depths of this rabbit hole.
Man, I'm sure that is just the sleep thing, and I mean, good luck. Good luck in the search for a new room. I mean, I don't even know what to say, but yeah,
I got nothing.
yeah, I think I'm gonna maybe call this one and just head back to my green room.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh, we talked about this.
He's complaining you had a newspaper? Green room.
Green room. Where are you sleeping?
I haven't decided yet.
You've been awake this whole time?
Yes, I have.
That makes sense.
Don't tell him, because he'll use it against me. You know he will.
Okay. Okay.